Japan says the US has promised to clear up confusion over a trade deal. Tokyo thought it had agreed to a 15% levy on its exports in July, but media reports suggested the rate would actually be stacked on top of existing tariffs. That meant some goods could face much higher levies than expected. Now, Japan trade negotiator Ryosei Akazawa says Washington has agreed to fix what he called a regrettable error. He says US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has promised to ensure that tariffs are not stacked. Bessent and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick also reportedly said they would ensure auto tariffs fell to 15% from the current 27.5%. There was no immediate comment on the claims from either the Treasury or Commerce departments. The confusion comes after much of Akazawa's earlier agreement with Washington was never put into a signed document. That left a degree of ambiguity over the terms of the deal and caused Japanese firms to worry that they could face higher tariffs than anticipated. Yukimi Nita is a rare thing in Japan. She's a fan of big American cars. The salon owner is on her second Jeep. She says she was worried the car wouldn't fit into Japanese roads and parking spots, but has got used to managing its bulk. However, cars like this remain a rare sight on Japanese roads, and that has Donald Trump riled. He's complained that Japan refuses to accept US cars while selling millions to American buyers. Chevy, Cadillac and Dodge combined sold barely more than 1,000 units in Japan last year. But Trump may be wrong to think it's trade barriers blocking sales. Christopher Richter is a senior research analyst at CLSA.
The American makers, really to sell more here, you'd have to make an investment here. And given that, this is one of the smaller major markets, and that the prospects of them selling a lot more are probably slim, I don't see any American makers really investing any money here to lift their sales presence in Japan.
Because the market in Japan is simply very different to the US. About a third of the vehicles sold in the country are so-called K cars, economical little autos optimized for Japan's narrow urban streets. Consumers tend to see American cars as oversized gas guzzlers that would be hard to live with. Even fans of US cars concede the point. Yumihito Yasue is the president of Jonan Jeep Petit, which sells used American autos.
In Japan, especially in Tokyo, parking lots are really small, aren't they? Some places even have mechanical parking systems where you put your car on an elevator, something unimaginable in the US. In those kind of places, cars of this size simply won't fit, so the parking situation is a major factor.
Yasue says import taxes and shipping costs certainly don't help, contributing to driving the final retail price higher. But even if those factors could be tackled, finding Japanese buyers for America's giant cars could prove a hard sell.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.